James Dutton with Dan McGRAFFIN, BKB World Champion. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
All good, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your story, your way into BKB. It's not the conventional route, was it? Let's talk about, first of all, Brian Rose's gym.
Yeah, Brian, yeah, that's where I started, really. Well, no, I started here. I started here about 2016, and I'd done a white collar with John, first person I ever hit the pads with, but I didn't take it seriously. You know, I was one of them. I was a big, not long out of the army, I thought I'm fit, me. I was like, I can do all that stuff, barely trained, barely done anything. Got in there, won, barely scraped my teeth, but I realised this is no joke, this boxing stuff is. And then I left it like another year or so, and then I moved to Blackpool, and at this point I was going through a lot mentally. I was taking a lot of drugs, drinking a lot, and I just weren't in a right place at the time. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go and do one of them boxing things again and take it seriously. And I walked into Brian Rose's gym, and when I was in there I was sort of surrounded by big names coming in. Bobby Rimmer was the trainer, Brian was in a camp at the time, I can't remember who it was for, but he was in a camp at the time, and I was watching how it's supposed to be done. Like, do you know what I mean? I seen Brian a lot because I worked out of his gym later on anyway, and I seen how he was like in a camp and out of camp, and it made me like sort of realise like what needs to be done to take it serious. And I'd done another white collar, and his brother, his little brother Mitchell, cornered us, and he said at the end, he was like, do you not want to, he does shows in Blackpool with EBF, the Gold Star lot, and he said, do you want to do a proper one without head guards and stuff like that? I was like, yeah. I was flying on a high, and it was like the following Friday, so it was on a Saturday night, and he went, it's on Friday. So I was like, yeah, come on, let's go. And I went in. I don't think I was supposed to win that fight, but I stopped the guy in at the second round with a body shot. And then after that was it then. I thought, there's no head guards. It was in a big venue as well, like loads of people around, like Brian was on a table there and that. And then I just started taking all the fights, away fights, all sorts of stuff, but I was training with Bobby Rimmer, I was paying him for the PTs, but he's not that, he's a pro coach. He's not the type of coach to be sharpening up your jab, telling you how to jab, like that's, you know, you're supposed to already know this stuff. So Brian said to us, look, I think you need to go and see someone at Sharp Style, which is an amateur gym in Blackpool. And because there's a guy down there called Tom Scott. He says, I think you should go and see him. I went to see him, and he just switched my game up straight away, instantly, within 5 minutes. He's like, right, he went, I know you've had about 4 or 5 fights, he went, but we're going to go back to the basics now. He went straight as in a total beginner, and then just sharpened everything up for us, and carried on fighting after that, carried on taking MMA fights, any sort of fight, any fight I could, just to keep me going, keep me like out of trouble, keep me on the right path. And I just kept taking the fights. But then after Brian's, or after Tom Scott, sorry, I moved to Wigan, and that's when I come back to John, and then he taught me defence, and so I didn't have any defence. I always took a shot to give a shot, and then he started saying that you can't be fighting like that. So I've had 2 coaches that have made massive impacts since I started.
Talk to me about the switch. When was it that you felt this is what you want to do? You want to do this in the ring. What was it that changed for you?
What do you mean?
When did you know you wanted to? You say you sort of done the show and it was on a big sort of stage, yeah, and people were there, but what was it that made you go, I want to dedicate myself to this?
I already knew after this, not the first white collar, the second white collar, which was out of Brian's gym. That's when I knew. I'd been training a full 8 weeks, never missed it. Was with Bobby, was just constantly in there, and like I said, Brian, like, I would be sparring in his gym, and he'd see something. I weren't the best at all, but he saw something like heart. He was like, you've got something new. He's like, because it hadn't been long at all. It had been like 6 months at that point, and he was like, you're taking it seriously. And I think you need to go and do this. But I already knew that's what I wanted to do. I said to me bird at the time, I said, give me 2 years. I said, give me 2 years. I'm gonna go somewhere with this. Once I put my mind to something, I'm doing it. That's it.
Talk to me about, you was looking at going the journeyman route in professional boxing.
Yeah.
Why did you not?
Well, that was a bit later on that. So it was around about lock time. It was Matthew Ellis, big old heavyweight. I was training with him, and he had links with a few people, managers, and he said, oh, we could get you this, get you good money. I know he went the journeyman route towards the end, didn't he? Felt like a Fury and people like that, and he was like, yeah, I can get you this money, get you that money, and I was like, yeah, I was like, well, I want to do this, and then it was lockdown at the time, and there weren't much going on, really, and it just sort of I don't know, I just sort of thought, I seen what bare knuckle was doing, and I thought I can do this. Like Jack Armfield's the one who got me into bare knuckle, so he was suspended at the time from the board, and he took a bare knuckle fight. So I was like, get me on. I was like, I'd already done the boxing, I'd already done the MMA, and I was just chasing that high each time, and it was getting more and more as the gloves went littler. I was like taking heads off, and I thought, I'll give this bare knuckle a go. So I said to Jack, I said, give him a message. So Matty Askin was on the card as well. He didn't end up fighting, but he was on the card. So I was like, it was like 3 Blackpool lads at the time anyway. 3 Blackpool lads could be on the card, so he got me on the card. But I got injured at the time, injured my hand, so I had to pull out the fight. And then I ended up, they didn't get back in touch with us. I tried. I was like, look, I'm ready to fight, but they weren't asked. I was just Jack's mate, do you know what I mean? And then I went off to another smaller company up north, and then I went 3-0 with them, all stoppages. I got the British and the European title. Then I contacted BKB again, and at this point I had a bit of leverage then. So they were like, yeah, come on down, sign your contract, and that was that there, BKB.
Did you think you'd be so successful in such a short space of time?
No, not really, no. I always just wanted to do it for myself, to see how I would do. I took fights in their own licence game against ex-pros like Martin King. He's beat like Nick Hall and stuff like that in the amateurs. He beat Jack Armfield in the amateurs as well. So I got offered that fight on 4 weeks' notice, and I thought, well, nothing to lose here. I thought, he's a great boxer, let's see what I am about then. And he stopped us in the 4th round with a body shot after just taking so much damage to the head. I just weren't going down, and he told me later on in the dressing room, he was like, look, I was hitting you with everything and you weren't moving. And so I thought, I'll try your body, and after that, that was it. I couldn't have about 3-4 good body shots as well. He was reading my shots, and because I was so gassed, he was just slipping them and hitting the body. And yeah, he beat me up, Martin King, like beat me up big. But I thought, let's see how I get on. So it's the same with BKB as well. It's like I ain't here to pad my record out. I ain't here to fly and go, oh, I'm the best on this. I got into boxing at 28, I'm 33 now, so it's like, let's just see how well I can do. If I lose one, I'm not bothered about that. At least I want to get in there and see how I can do against the better people. That's why I'm not looking for easy fights. I don't want people I can wipe through like I would have got early days. I want someone who can put me to sleep. And let's see how I do. Let's see if you put me to sleep. Let's see if like the last guy I fought there, well, he was a killer, the KO King, and I put him out in the 1st round. No one's ever done that before, so it just makes me think, believe in me somewhere. But it's all just like, I've got the right team behind us. I've got Dickhead over there who shouts at us through voice messages every day to get in the gym, stuff like that. So yeah, I've got a good team, but let's just see how well I do, eh?
Absolutely. Obviously, September 3rd. Short notice fight. 9 weeks notice you got for this one.
Yeah, about 8
weeks notice. Just talk to me about this fight. Do you know much about your opponent? What are you expecting from him?
Didn't know nothing about him. I knew I wanted to fight on September 3rd, so I said to them, look, I want to fight September 3rd. They were scrambling around for opponents. There was a few big boys who wanted to get from BKB, but they weren't ready for that date. So I knew I was fighting September 3rd. I just couldn't get motivated because there was no name. I need that name. I need to see him. I need to see what he's about, and that gets me going then. And they eventually come up to us. I think it was about 7 weeks notice when they had a name. And there's now to find of him. He's a street fighter from King. You heard that King of the Streets?
Yeah.
Yeah, brutal stuff. He fights for them. So it's a bit like you need to have a bit more than a screw loose to fight for King of the Streets. I think, like, because it's concrete. There's no rules. So he is going to be a mad game lad. What I can look at, there's not much going on. He stops the guy really early. He's wide on. He just throws bombs. So I don't think he's fought in that sort of level before. And I don't want to say I'm more experienced or whatever, because he might have a lot of experience. But I think on this sort of platform, I will be the one with the experience. It's not a street fight. This. It's not. And if I can get through the guy who I've just beat, get through his guard. He's a good in. Knocked loads of people out. He's a nice, good little boxer, good counter fighter as well. And I got straight through his guard. I was so precise. I was aiming for his eye, cut him, and I was aiming for the eye. And I just kept hitting him in the eye every time. And I thought, this guy's gonna come on. He's gonna feel the same thing. And I don't care who you are, you can't take that many bare knuckle shots. You can't, especially from bigger lads. It's not like we hit like flyweights with big lads. So I don't care who you are. If I land a couple of shots on you, you're getting hurt.
And the last one from me, your coach John Collier.
Yeah.
He's also fighting on the card, making his bare knuckle debut. How do you think it's going to go? And do you think he's going to fit in well in the BKB crowd?
Yeah, he is. He's a good boxer, man. Very good boxer, and he's quite slippery. I mean, I've sparred with him during camps. I had one fight which was accommodating for the Americans over there. I had to fight at like 2:30 in the morning. So we were coming in, and Majestic in about 2, and we were getting like rounds, and he was rolling out of bed. He was rolling out of bed and going 12 rounds with us when I was fitting in camp. Now he's in camp, I can feel his shots more now. Like I can barely hit him. He's sharp, he's more powerful. I think he's going to do very well. He's a good boxer, but it's not boxing. It's not, and you find out when you get your hands up and the shots are getting through here, they're getting through here, you soon realise it's not boxing. Same as when you four shot, you hit the forehand, you hit round here, your hand, think straight away. So you need to be more strategic. I can't say that word. Strategic. But I think give him a round in there, he'll click on straight away. He'll be like, right, okay, come out, he'll box, and then he'll go, shit, all right. And then he'll switch on. I think he'll batter the guy. I think he'll go well. I think he'll do well. I think he'll go on and be a champion, to be fair.
Dan, thank you for your time. All the best. September 3rd.
Thank you.